Hey there, this is Larissa Lewis with Jargon Gist. The past couple of weeks, lots of people have come to me to ask me my favorite tips on how to work from home in the most productive ways. I actually wrote a blog post about it. The blog post has been taking me about 2 weeks to write. It's kind of been one of those things that's been in the back of my mind, kind of irking and bothering me that I haven't been able to finish it yet. And instead of worrying too much about it, I decided to stop and ask myself why it was taking me so long. And it came to me, I am not an expert at working from home, and I had no idea how to share these tips. So if you're looking for the tips here, you're not going to get them. This video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the actual truth. There's so many productivity blogs out there that make it seem like it's so easy to just bang out projects all day long if you're doing the right thing. They recommend things like waking up at 3:30 in the morning and going on a quick run, doing meditation, taking an ice bath, and then diving into your projects and working 10 or 12 hours completely focused. This just isn't the case. And it's kind of unfortunate that so many blogs, especially from entrepreneurs and small business owners, focus so much on the importance of productivity and as though it's something that is so simple to achieve if only you worked a little bit harder. But this puts a lot of undue pressure on people because it's just not the case. I mentioned that I don't consider myself a working from home expert, although I guess by definition I do work from home. Now that we're under quarantine here in California, I think this is one of the first times I'm actually working from home. To be honest with you, I'm somebody who has extreme cabin fever and it can come on within an hour. I spend a lot of time working at coffee shops. I love the din of the coffee percolating, all the people chattering about. It helps me focus. Sometimes I would have a kind of impromptu WeWork with a couple of other friends that work from home. So working from home on my own is something that's brand new. And I think that's the same case for a lot of people. For a lot of people, this is really one of the first times that you have to structure your own day and manage your own energy levels. When you're at work, there's so many things happening. People are coming by your desk. There may be tons of meetings throughout the day. There's always that crescendo of buzz as the day approaches lunch hour. I actually spoke to a friend the other day that says when she works from home, she completely forgets to eat lunch because she doesn't have those audible cues throughout the day, and they totally throw off her balance. So for a lot of us, this is one of the first times where we've had to work in isolation. And I say it's one of the first times, and if you don't believe me, you can just check with some of those school students who are having a really hard time getting their schoolwork done throughout the day. It's just not something that we've learned in school, and in the traditional workplace, there's so much structure that it's not really up to us how things go throughout the day. If this is your first experience working from home, I suggest 2 things: balance and patience. Now, balance can be really hard to find during these crazy times. You might have a bunch of rambunctious kids running around screaming all day long. I read an article the other day about people who have roommates they recently started living with from Craigslist, and now they're all stuck together at the same dining room table crunching away on their computers throughout the day. That must be challenging. Or if you're like me, you might be somebody who gets cabin fever extremely fast, and that can really wane on your focus. One way a lot of us find balance is in strange things that we might miss now. Think of your morning commute. That's some time you had to yourself on your way to work, before work started. Even though it might be a stressful time with lots of traffic and whatnot, you had some time to think about other things other than work. And on your way home, the same thing. Those are called bookends to your day. Maybe after work, you used to come home and go on a long bike ride with a couple of friends. Maybe you enjoyed going to happy hour on some evenings after work. Those are things that help your brain decompress after work and not feel so stressed out and frazzled for the entire day. When your home becomes your office, it's a little bit harder to find those things. So I suggest you find out what those things are for you, because it can be really easy for your home office to become your office. You feel like you're surrounded by your workspace all of the time. It could be 11:30 at night and you're like, oh, I got a little energy. Maybe I'll just check my emails. When you're working from home without those bookends, there's such an opportunity to just work all throughout the day and night. And this is something that doesn't really work well for most of our psyches. That brings me to my next point, patience. This might not be something that Cosmos Basely wants you to hear, but it's something that's really important when it comes down to working from home. I talk about this a lot in different contexts, but we're all basically a big mixture of unique chemicals that react to different experiences and stimulus in a lot of different ways. Things are going on in our brains that make our body feel certain ways that we might not really understand. We don't consciously know the thought that's making us feel that way. Sometimes we don't really even know what the feeling is. So if there is that day where you want to lay in bed in your pajamas working until noon, just do it. It might be your brain telling you, hey, we need a little rest here. We're getting a little overwhelmed by this new experience. It might be your brain saying, hey, we're feeling a little isolated here and we really just need an extra break. So take those extra moments for yourself. If you're one of those people who can just burn it at both ends, sitting at your desk all day long, listen to your brain and body. Maybe you need a break to go on a quick walk. Even if it's just up and down your car park, around your block, up and down your street, that quick hit of sunshine, fresh air, and a break can really do wonders. So this is something you really want to be patient with. These might not sound like the top Pomodoro time blocking tips. I've read a lot of tips about how to structure your workspace around your home so that you have a dedicated workspace or you have a workspace that moves around throughout the day. These are excellent tips, but you really need to be cognizant about how you feel and have a little patience with yourself to get through an experience that honestly is completely new for everybody. So like I said, this is not a list of 10 tips, but just a couple of thoughts I had on how this new experience could be taking a toll on us all and give people the opportunity to share their challenges, and maybe we can be a little bit more patient with each other. Have a good one.